And we're back.
Gotta stop all that. Whoa. What's good, everybody? We are back.
Hello, world.
Oh my god. Oh my god. There's a ton to get through. There's a ton to get through.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god, Keys. There's only one thing I want to talk about. There's only one thing I want to lead off with. There's only one thing I want to lead off with. Just one. Gervonta. Hands of stone. Davis, man.
A punch to the liver will put you to your knees.
Oh my god, to the liver.
A punch to the liver will put you to your knees.
Oh.
Now, that was a good fight, man. And it was a pretty good fight up until then. And that was crazy. But like, okay, all right. But now there's like all of these rumors coming out that like there was Gervonta Davis had a spy in Ryan Garcia's camp or whatever. And Ryan Garcia got hurt, and Gervonta Davis knew that. So when he punched him to the body, like, because he got hurt in that area, I guess he fractured a rib or something like that. I don't know. I'm not saying it's true or not. I'm just saying it's crazy how like all of this just comes out after the fight.
After the fact.
It's always like, oh man, I had 3 vertebrae broken in my back. Why didn't you say anything about that before? Because
you thought you had a shot. You thought you had a shot till you got knocked out. I mean, this is facts. I don't want to hear. There's no excuse. If you jump in the ring, things happen.
And it wasn't even like you went to sleep. Your body just hit the emergency button.
Eject.
Just delayed. It was just so delayed. It was like,
he was like, I can't. I'm falling. I can't.
Can we get it back online? Can we get it back on? It's not coming back online. It's not. Red button.
Oh,
coming back online.
No, he was talking all that junk on their live conversation that they had. I mean, he was talking all that mess.
Yeah.
So if he was hurt then. So ain't nobody trying to hear that. He looked good during the weigh in and the little light scuffle they had. So man,
he looked healthy enough.
Yeah,
I do think it was weird. Bernard Hopkins tried to put his hand on Gervonta Davis's back. I thought that was really random. I just thought that was a weird video. I don't know why. I just putting that out there because it was just really weird. He came out of the back and he just put his hand on his back. And then people were saying, they were saying that Hopkins it kind of plays dirty, so it was a possibility that he had like testosterone cream on his hand that he was trying to rub on Gervonta Davis's back.
That just the fact that you were talking about rubbing cream on somebody. That right there.
Why? I don't want to topical anything. We don't know. No application of any topical.
All right. Anyway. So Gervonta wins. In somewhat dramatic fact. I mean, it wasn't dramatic, but the punch wasn't dramatic. Let's put it like that. The punch wasn't dramatic, but the end result was dramatic. The fact that Garcia couldn't get up. I mean, that in itself was dramatic, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, because he tried to fight it, and then his body was like, "Hey, brother, this not gonna work." He said, "Hey, something went right with that. We gotta reset. Windows 98. We gotta
abort. Abort. No, we're done. No, yeah. we're done.
Reboot right now."
Oh my god. Garcia fought a pretty. Okay, let me ask this: Did we really think Garcia was going to win this fight?
no, but I didn't think so. Just strictly off of the strength that, like, I haven't seen a whole lot of Brian Garcia, right? Like,
Right.
like up until this point, including the Garcia fight, he's what, he's got 24 fights now in total, right?
Right.
I've not seen that many fights from him. Right? I just haven't. So I couldn't, like, in my right mind say, oh yeah, I think he's gonna win. I thought it would be a good fight, and it was.
It was. It was.
It was.
It was better than I thought it was going to be. Put it like that. It was better than I think. I think he had a good showing for what was expected of him. Speaking of Garcia, on the other hand, what's next?
It would go the distance, but
but Gervonta's right hand said different. Anyway,
go where?
Distance. No. So what's next for Davis? I mean, I'm curious. I mean, I'm curious about two things. I'm wondering if the bet that they put on the fight
does it still stand? Are they really?
Yeah.
Did he really receive the entire purse?
Yeah,
is he going to receive the entire purse? Yeah.
Or was that just running off at the mouth? And if and two, I'm curious what's next for him. I mean, where does he go from here? I mean, I'm just trying to figure out. I don't know if you're Gervonta Davis. I guess the thing is, you have a name for yourself. What you don't have right now is a title. I guess, is his next fight a title fight?
It's
being that he just beat Garcia, was that enough to put a stamp and say, hey,
start looking in the direction of like Shakur Stevenson or like Shakur Stevenson or like Devin Haney?
Let's say Devin Haney. But okay, no, bump that. Do you think he wants Stevenson?
I think Stevenson wants to fight Tank.
Little Tank.
I think Stevenson wants to fight Gervonta Davis. I'm positive about that. I'm definite about that. I'm pretty sure he does.
I mean that. I think it'll be a better fight than Garcia. I'll say that much. But both undefeated. Both near the top. I'll say that. Of course, you know, I would probably get Devin Haney. I would say Stevenson, and then the winner of that fight, maybe Haney.
Yep.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I think that's fair to say. Let's get all these undefeateds to fight each other, and somebody got to walk away with a one.
Somebody's got to walk away.
Somebody got to walk away with a one. So yeah, I like that. Davis and Stevenson, and the winner gets Haney, and I think we'd all that makes for good boxing. I think that makes good boxing.
Get money. Get money.
I mean,
that's all that, because those are all. I mean, yeah, he fights Stevenson. That's gonna be a pretty decent. That's gonna be a pretty big payout. That's gonna be a pretty big payout. And if he fights Devin Haney, that's for sure gonna be a big payout.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, they are in this sport for two things: glory and money. So, that fits the bill. I mean,
yep.
Fits the bill.
Yep. The belt, which proves that you're the best, the glory, and the paycheck. You got it. Yeah.
The paycheck. Well, shoot, the paycheck should. You know what? And the paycheck should be nice. With the fight between Stevenson and Davis, but I'm still baffled as to. Well, I know where all the money went, because the purse between Garcia and Davis was shallow, very shallow at best. I'm like, for a fight that was $85 on pay-per-view, $85 freaking dollars. Where'd the money go, man?
Yeah. That's
Golden Boy. Where'd the money go?
yeah.
God,
Like you come on, man. People, there had to be more people watching than that.
I'm
Somebody skimming.
I'm,
Somebody skimming.
Oh yeah, yeah. You're right. Somebody was skimming. A couple of people skimming because I'm like, you got to be kidding me. I mean, Garcia got. I'm not saying he got nothing, but his purse was not that great.
Didn't walk away with $10 million.
No.
He didn't walk
He
away
walk away with the million.
I think he was guaranteed 375.
So I'm like, I don't even think he got $1 million for this fight.
Yeah, I think he might have gotten 375.
Which, I mean, dang, man. I mean, think about it. If you walk away, you go into a ring, anything can happen. I mean, who knows? Garcia might not be able to pee straight now. I don't know. His kidney is jacked up. We don't know. But 375 ain't enough, man. It ain't enough.
His liver treating water like alcohol.
Oh my God. It ain't enough, man. It ain't enough. That was odd. That was odd.
Ah, man, yeah. So I mean,
I don't know. I say we lobby for Stevenson and Davis. Top ranked boxing, Stevenson, or no, it'd be Davis Stevenson probably. Well, it doesn't matter. Hit the two.
Okay.
In a ring.
Yeah. I got to see what those pay-per-view numbers are like, because if they split the pay-per-view,
mm-hmm.
and Davis took the purse, I don't know, man. Well, because what I'm seeing is saying that like Garcia walked away with like around $5 million, and Tank walked away with 10. It's 2.5 guaranteed from the purse, even though Tank's taking that. I'm assuming, unless they decided not to go through with that, or they couldn't, whatever. So if he keeps it 2.5 million plus the 50% of the pay-per-view, then he should be walking away with around 5.
Okay. I guess that's good money.
Yeah, but if they're following through with that whole bet, then obviously Tank is taking away that 2.5, so he walks away with 2.5.
Oh my God. Anyway, and where does Garcia go from here? I mean, he's got to. Regardless of the outcome, he did put in a good showing. He put in a good showing. I think it was a decent showing. Clearly not enough for a rematch or anything like that. But, I think, he, that doesn't drop him too far. And I think he should fight somebody like, I don't know, Cordina? I don't know. I mean, definitely, he's not ready for Oscar Valdez. I don't think. I don't think he wants to fight Valdez. Oh, no, correction. He may want to fight Valdez.
But he may not be ready for it.
I don't think he's ready.
I can see that. Yeah.
No. He's not ready. He's not ready there. But maybe Cordina. Maybe. Sorta. Kinda. Maybe. Sorta.
Maybe, but look, my whole thing is right now he's got to take some time to get in, and go and get in the lab just in general anyway. Like right now, like after this fight, like if he doesn't see, or if anybody like in his camp doesn't see like the holes that need to be, or the gaps that need to be filled in his game, like, and start working on that before you start taking somebody else, like regardless of who you take, you should be trying to implement something new. That's all I'm saying.
Because that didn't work for you.
You got a spy in the camp, no spy in the camp. You got read like a book.
That's true.
And there were moments where, like, Tank really just couldn't do anything, with it necessarily. And a lot of that is just being patient as a fighter. You got to sit there and take it, right?
Yeah, and that's why I really think Garcia. Now, okay, Okay, we say that he put in a good showing. Okay, after the second round, because that second round, granted he popped back up, but I think that was just instinct.
Yeah.
That punch looked more devastating than the body blow that he gave Garcia. That punch came quick and decisive, right on.
That was, you know what that is. That's when your body like when you like hit the ground and you pop right back up. It's like, because if I stay on the ground, I'm staying there.
I'm not getting back up.
There's no, I'm for sure not getting back up. The body was like, oh no, we got to shock ourselves.
Yeah. That was a good punch. He hopped back up and stayed in it. So after the second round, he dang. Now that I say that, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. I mean, it ended in the seventh. Maybe for 4 rounds he looked good.
I was hoping it would go the distance, but it didn't go there.
I'm about to say nah.
Did not go there. It's just that it's like, oh.
You know who might go the distance though? The New York Jets. Jets. Jets.
Hey, look, the Jets make the playoffs, right? Say that won't. I mean, that's going to be crazy. Jets fans are going to come out of nowhere. He's going to like start telling people the truth about how to really make money.
Can you imagine the Jets winning the Super Bowl and everybody doing dark retreats?
Oh my gosh! Every quarterback wide out, all the dark retreats. Yeah, look, it's going to be a whole. That's going to be the whole new scene. It's just Florida's going to be full of darkness retreats,
just full of caves with people.
Come to Virginia to the darkness retreat.
Oh my god!
Yeah, it's going. Oh yeah.
Oh my god! Aaron Rodgers is a Jet. Finally, after what freaking months of all we had was speculation and talk, and we didn't know what the holdup was. Let me ask you this: was it worth it? That's the question. And was Aaron Rodgers worth what the Jets gave up for him?
Yeah, the pay. I mean, they gave up a lot.
They gave up a lot.
Gave them a lot,
man. They gave up a lot. Now, granted, they basically swapped first round picks. 13.
That man is playing 65% of those snaps.
Oh, definitely.
Unless he gets hurt.
Unless he gets hurt. But hopefully the Jets. If you're the Jets organization, common sense would say the offensive line was a necessity. Like, we've got to have because at the end of the day, I know he's Aaron Rodgers. That joke was 30. Was it? He's 39.
Yeah, 39 in December. Somebody said something about that. I was watching something earlier. Yeah, he'll be 40. He'll be 40 in December.
Ow.
Yeah. So you're looking at a 39-year-old quarterback who went on a darkness retreat and then came out of the darkness retreat and then said he wasn't even sure if he still even wanted to play the game anymore. So you got to think about this, at least from a mental, possibly an emotional standpoint. He's 1 foot out the door.
Yeah, exactly.
He's 39. He kind of should be 1 foot out the door.
Well, remember in January or February, he came out and said he was 90% retired. I don't know. Oh, the darkness retreat showed him the light. The darkness retreat shows the light. Get it?
I guess. I just don't know what took so long. And you know what? I think it was really more so Aaron. Yeah, I think it was Aaron Rodgers holding it up. He's like, man, I don't even know if I really even want to play like that. Like, I bet you that was still going through his mind. Because Like, okay, yeah, you gave up a lot to get him, but the Jets publicly came out and said they wanted Aaron Rodgers.
Yes.
So it wasn't like
Yeah.
giving or getting anything or giving up anything was necessarily an issue. They said publicly. I heard it on ESPN multiple. So they were basically willing to give up the house.
They were close. I mean, they might not have gave the house, but they probably gave up the like garage. I think.
Yeah, hey.
That was quite a haul. That was quite a haul, man. That.
Yeah.
My thing is, there's two ways that this can play out. It can play out where, okay, the gamble was worth it. Now you I think we know how this is going to work out. If the gamble is worth it, yeah, they're going to experience success now, but it's going to shoot them in the foot later on down the line when these draft picks that they gave up for him, and he's probably retired. Are gone.
They go back to the Jets.
Or two, Aaron Rodgers can go to New York and Russell Wilson this thing. Like, just look terrible. Like, just Russell Wilson it. Just oh my God, what happened? And the Jets would look like the idiots of the NFL. I'm curious as to, the Rodgers mystique. Is he really all that, or was it a system that he played in?
The only real winner, a guaranteed winner in this situation is Green Bay.
Yeah, because
regardless of what happens, like you just got rid of a 39-year-old Aaron Rodgers who was a problem, right? You just got rid of him. And you have a backup quarterback. And not only do you have a backup quarterback, now you're positioned to where if your backup quarterback, or if you see that I guess he's the new starting quarterback now, where your new quarterback isn't the guy you thought he was going to be. And I mean, they've kind of already said they don't think he's that guy anyway. So, if he actually turns out
are you talking about Zachary?
Oh, no. What's his name? Jordan Love?
Oh, you're talking about the Pack. They said Love. They don't think Love's that guy.
I've heard
he hasn't even had a chance. Good gosh.
I'm saying some people said that they don't think he may be that guy, but regardless if they do or don't, I mean they have next season to figure out what it's going to look like, moving forward, and then they have draft picks to say, hey, all right, if he's not our guy, we can go into the drafting, grab something else potentially, and be able to move forward. So the Packers aren't losing.
Not at all. Personally, I think I'm sorry. I think Love is going to do a lot better than a lot of these naysayers. He hasn't had a chance. But he has had 3 or 4 years on the bench watching.
Yeah,
and learning. So it's not like he's a rookie going out here for the first time, seeing these defensive schemes. He sat and watched for 4 years. He with the headset on, listening to the play calls and all that kind of stuff. So so here's what the Pack get. This is what the Jets gave up for Aaron Rodgers. They gave up their first round, number 13, this year. They gave their second round, number 42, this year. They gave their sixth round, number 207, this year. And then a conditional second round pick if Rodgers plays 65% of his snaps. Like you said, he's going to play 65% of those snaps. So that's next year, 2024. Now, at least the Jets did get, they swapped first round. So they get the number 15. And then they get the, overall not overall, but they get the 170th overall in the 5th round. But again, you're talking about 3 picks from this year's draft that the Pack get on top of a young quarterback who's never taken. I mean, he's young. I mean, he's 4 years under his belt as a, backup, watching, no wear and tear on his body. So if he works out, who knows what they'll do with this number 13 pick? They can get a good receiver. Maybe they'll shore up the offensive line, but man, who knows, man? Pack might be dangerous.
Yeah, I want to see. I wonder how high that first round pick for 2024 would be. Like I said, like if Aaron Rodgers doesn't get hurt, you know, he's going to play 65% of those snaps. Now because it could be a situation where the Jets have, because I can't remember what pick it is, but like, or I don't even think they said, but yeah, for 2024, it's like, okay, it could be just the difference could be between like a high second round and just like a low first round pick, which really aren't that, like, it's not that many picks in between that. So it's like, could it really matter? And it just sounds like, could it not really matter? And it just sounds really nice. Because in that range, if it's really that big of a deal, if you want somebody, you could probably trade up to get that.
True. True. And that's enough draft picks to actually do that. That would be interesting. Wow, that'd be interesting if they bottle up that, because I think they'd have 2 picks in the second round. Of course, they have number 13. Could they bottle those up? And who knows? They could bottle up those 2 second rounds and trade into the first round. Man, and they've already their young receiving core is still there. Christian Watson and Romeo Dubes, they're still there. Like maybe a tight end. I think a good pass catching tight end, and I don't know, man. They still have Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon. I mean, they're not going. I mean, they're still there. So that's a good looking offense.
Yeah.
If Love can, you know, he's got 4 years of it under his belt. So if Love can, and I'm not saying he's got to be Aaron Rodgers, but he does have to be competent enough to run that offense and shoot.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You just, like, it's not, you don't have to do Aaron Rodgers type things. You don't have to be Tom Brady. You just have to get the job done.
Yeah. I mean, and in a conference with Chicago, Detroit. Well, half of Detroit's team is suspended. So I mean, there's that. And then you got Minnesota.
I mean, you put cities, you put casinos and you build cities around casinos and stuff, and then you think people aren't going to gamble. I just don't get it. I don't get it.
I mean, shoot.
There's nothing else to do in Detroit but gamble and eat food. Man, look, and it seems like every time Detroit's on the cusp of probably, you know, doing something, like just on the cusp, something like this happens. And so Jameson Williams and suspended indefinitely, right? Indefinitely.
We don't know what that means. I mean, it could be all year. It could be, they could come back and say 4 games. We don't know. It just said indefinitely. But the fact that there was another player that was busted for gambling, and he only got, I think, 6 games. So the fact that they gave him 6 games and the others were labeled indefinite, probably gonna get more than 6.
Yeah,
probably gonna get more than 6, bro.
Yeah, you're looking at probably at least a year,
man. God, dog,
man. And they got the indefinite side. So like, I'm just wondering, like, okay, like what separated him from everybody else, right? Like, why did everyone else get indefinite rulings? And you know,
and it had to be the level of. This is an assumption. It had to be the level of betting. Like did that guy just bet maybe 2 or 3 games or whatever, and then the rest of them bet like crazy all season long, like even bet against their own team, and maybe throw. I don't know. Did they throw some games so that they can line their pockets? You know, except you got to. Oh wow, Pete. Oh, not Pete.
Oh, Pete, man.
Oh my God. So who knows? It could be that, but I don't know. With that type of a division, man, the Packs looking like they could win that division, and I don't know. Maybe they'll make some noise in the playoffs. Maybe we don't know. I mean, and then again on the other side with the now here's the thing. The burden of proof is on the Jets.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely.
I mean, it's
absolutely.
You make this type of move and you don't. Let's hypothetical, because I do believe they will. But hypothetically, let's say they don't make the playoffs. Ouch. They don't make the playoffs. Who knows? Injuries and I mean, because that team is stacked. You look at that team is stacked. But you have to say that that team is stacked. But look at that division. They're in there with the Bills, Dolphins,
and the Pats.
Let's not. I mean, the Pats are still. Bill Belichick is still there. I mean, the Pats are always, they're always they're going to give you a fight. You're not going to go in New England or whatever and expect to run them over like that. But that's a tough division, man.
Okay, so question: How the Jets went 7-10 this past season, right?
Yep.
How many more wins do you think Aaron Rodgers adds to the Jets? Just being on the roster himself.
Okay, that depends on their. Okay, man.
Like, do you think the Jets become a 10-win team with Aaron Rodgers?
I think a 10-win team. I think they have a shot at 10 wins. Here's the thing: does 10 wins get them in the playoffs? I mean, because if you look at Miami and Buffalo, I mean those are tough games right there. Those are some tough games. And I'm not sure they can. Darn it, I'm gonna say it. I'm still not. I don't care about Aaron Rodgers being there. I'm not sure the Jets can beat the Dolphins or the Bills. I'm not 100% certain. I don't see. Granted, Miami has some quarterback. They got some quarterback issues. I don't know.
But if Tua is healthy,
if he's healthy,
if Tua is healthy, that's definitely yeah, you're gonna have an issue.
If he's healthy, I don't see them beating the Dolphins. I really don't. I'm not saying they can't. I'm not saying they won't beat the Dolphins, but the Dolphins aren't to be trifled with. I mean, I think they showed this year they're not to be trifled with. So it depends on the rest of the schedule. Out of the out of conference games. Who do they play? Man, if they have, I'm curious to see if the the old AFC East is linked up with the NFC North. That'd be interesting. That'd be interesting. And that game against the Packers should be in Lambeau. It's gotta be.
That would.
It's gotta be. It's gotta be. Come on. Come on, NFL. You come on.
Talk about TV gold right there. That is.
I know the dates haven't been published yet, but the schedule has been. Like, we know who's going to play who this year, right? So, do the Jets? I don't know. Oh man, I'm trying to pull it up. Now they're reporting that the Jets will get 6 primetime slots because of old Aaron, Ron. But I know they
the
have
schedule releases after the draft. You said mid-May,
right? So
10/30/11.
So, I mean that would be, like you said, That's almost pay-per-view status. Almost.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's almost pay-per-view status.
You know, the only thing that would make it better is if they did it in London. No, I'm kidding.
God.
I'm lying. I would hate that. I would hate that so much. I'd be mad. I would be so angry. I'm sorry. That's the worst choice you could have made. NFL.
Oh my God.
Yeah. No
Okay.
No London.
So they don't have the dates, but they do have the opponents for the Jets this year. Of course, we know they got the Bills twice, they've got the Dolphins twice, they got the Patriots twice. That's 6 games right there, right? This is who else the Jets have this year. The Chiefs, the Chargers, the Eagles.
Okay.
See those 3 right there? Ouch. Like okay. Granted, they do play the Commanders and the Texans and the Falcons. You know, those are the home games. The away games, they've got the Broncos, Raiders, Cowboys. Oh my goodness.
That might be a problem.
Oh, they've got the Cowboys. They've got at AT&T. They've got the Giants. They've got the Browns. Now, before you say something about the Browns, Deshaun Watson starts this year, so he won't be coming off of whatever. What was it? 10 games, 11 game layoff.
Yeah.
So he'll have a full camp and he'll be starting. So we'll see. I don't think the Browns finish 7-10 this year. I don't think that. So
that's a tough schedule.
I was about to say. So I was about to ask you, based on that, those are the teams that they play this year. Do you think they get 10 wins out of that?
No. No. Oh man.
And even the New York game is played in the Meadowlands. So they've got the Giants, on G-Men territory.
I don't. Here, if they get it, and it's just so hard to say. Like right now, I don't see it. But it's also hard for me to see what type of team the Jets are going to look like going into next season, right?
Yeah.
Like that's the thing. It's really hard for you can't even say spring training or you can't even judge off of what they may present during the preseason. You really won't be able to know what they're going to look like until the season starts.
True.
But as it stands, no, I cannot see them getting 10 wins, not with that schedule.
That's a rough schedule.
Not with that. That's a
rough schedule.
That's the talk about difficult strength of schedule. That's going to if they don't get 10 wins, if they don't get 10 wins, or if they get on the cusp, or if they get for the playoffs, this strength of schedule, if they account that, this is going to get them in.
Oh, and here's my thing: it's not like Aaron Rodgers is the type of leader that builds camaraderie,
exactly,
and builds those relationships with his receivers. He's been notorious for he has his favorites, but then he demoralizes the rest. So he got his favorites there. Lazard is there, right?
Yep.
They're best buds now, and he's there. And I thought there was reports that Cobb was going to be showing up there in New York too.
I did see that too.
So, and we know they've been friends for years. So listen, those are his buds. We're not expecting Garrett Wilson and Corey Davis and those guys to, be on Aaron Rodgers'
good side. He hates young players.
Yeah.
He hates young receivers. But at least there is a buffer there, because Aaron does have people that he does like there. He does have receivers that he's familiar with, and at least, those guys, hopefully they can, kind of see and kind of fall in line, and then that way, they can work themselves in, because it's going to be hard working yourself into the rotation if Aaron Rodgers don't want to throw you the football.
Ouch. And when you've got a talent like Garrett Wilson, and if they don't,
Yeah, that's a waste.
that's a waste. Huge
That's
waste.
a waste.
Huge waste. I can't even. Shoot, I can't even imagine. So like, I'm not a 10-win believer based on this, because even teams like the Browns, not the Browns, but the Broncos. Hello, Sean Payton is there now.
This is true.
Sean Payton is there, and I'm sorry, if the man can win with a tight end at quarterback, or at least if he can be competitive with the tight end at quarterback. Taysom Hill he's a tight end playing quarterback, but he made the magic happen, and he made the Saints competitive after Drew Brees retired. If he can do that, I think he can somewhat resurrect Russell Wilson's career to a point where the Broncos don't finish 5-12 and look as bad as they did last year.
Ooh.
I think they'll be much more competitive. I think the Browns will be much more competitive. And those are away games. Those aren't at home. Those are away games for the Jets. Those home games, I feel so bad for them. like really, granted, you had the Bills and Dolphins, and the Patriots, but then you're gonna throw the Chiefs in there.
Yeah.
You're gonna throw the Super Bowl champs in there like that.
Talk about being a glutton for punishment, man. Like,
and the runner-ups.
Yeah, you got Chiefs and Dolphins. So you want to run potentially. So potentially, you just want to run the ones with the top three, probably three best teams in the NFL next year.
Pretty much. Pretty much. Pretty much.
The three projected best teams in the NFL next year.
Yeah. I don't see them as being. I don't see 10 wins, and I don't think 10 wins gets them in the playoffs in the AFC. That's just 10 wins definitely doesn't win this division. That's out. That's out.
Yeah, with that schedule, 10 wins is going to be hard to come by, and if you get a 13-win Buffalo, or hey, let's say they even get 11 or 12, that's still a fight, bro.
That's a fight.
That's still a fight. That's still a fight to get in. Yeah.
That's a fight. I don't.
That's going to be really hard for the Jets to get 10 wins. But it also depends on how. Oh, you know what? I take that back, because I was going to say it depends on how well and how cohesive they look together, but we just talked about how they're not really going to be that cohesive together.
And that's the thing. That's the thing. If Aaron Rodgers was that type of a dude, not even quarterback, if he was that kind of dude to bring a team together, I would say the Jets would probably be, but he's just not that dude, man.
Yeah, no, he's not a.
So I don't see that happening. But the draft's coming up Thursday night. There's some key. First and foremost, who do you think's going number one? And because I think the first pick, I know everybody has been saying, oh, it's going to be Young, and then some are saying, oh, it's going to be Stroud. But there have been drafts where that top pick just throws everybody off, and you hear that name and you're like, oh shoot, it's gonna be that kind of draft. So I'm curious. Do you think it's gonna be? Who do you think is gonna be number one overall?
Well, man, it's hard to tell. Like, I don't know. I saw an article on ESPN earlier, saying that basically Will Levis's odds of going number one went from 40-1 to 4-1.
Yeah. Yes. And yeah. Okay. As absurd as that sounds, that's exactly what I'm. Because it seems like they always want to throw that name in there because there are supposedly some GMs worried about Young's height, his size.
He's small.
They're worried about his size.
Yeah.
And so if that's the case, if it's the Texans, right? They've got the Texans on. Oh, is it who's first on the clock? Is it the Texans?
I want to say it's Houston.
No. Correction. It's wait a minute.
Carolina.
It's the Panthers. It's the
Carolina.
Panthers.
Yep.
So if the Panthers are worried about the size of Young, this is hypothetical. They're worried. They're saying, "Oh, he's too small. He's too small." And they're not sold on Stroud. Could Will Levis sneak in there and be that number one pick? And if that happens, to me, that throws the draft off.
Oh yeah, that's gonna flip the draft on his head. Like,
yeah,
because at this point, teams already have who they want on their board. They've kind of already projected. A lot of teams and organizations have already talked to each other. Hey, who you going with this pick? Who you getting here? Are you taking this person? All right, well, we're going to probably take this person. Can you not take this person so we can get this?
Exactly.
Like that, those talks have already happened for the most part, right? Up until draft day where people may make some last minute decisions, phone goes off, whatever. When somebody with a big name like that, like CJ Stroud, is still on the board after the first pick or even after the second, it's like that throws everything off. There's going to be teams that's going to try to throw the kitchen sink to get the next pick up just so they can get him.
Yep. Yep. And look, I'm gonna be honest, I'm all for it. Look, I'm all for it. That's why I watched the draft, just to see those moments where everybody's like, "What?" Kind of like, "Who?"
I mean, talk about throwing a wrench in a plan, right? As soon as they see Stroud's name is still on that board,
oh my god! I mean, I could see. Going down the list, if the Panthers choose Levis, all right, there he is. Boom, that automatically throws everything because the Houston Texans are said to be high on Stroud. If that's true, and Young is still on the board, I'm sure they're high on Stroud because they expect him to be gone. But if he's there, does Houston say, "Oh shoot, we didn't expect Young to be there, so do we stick with Stroud or do we really want him?" And then you've got the Cardinals at number 3. I don't see them taking a quarterback. So I mean, Stroud could, if he doesn't go to Indian, it could just be crazy.
Yeah,
like you could see quarterbacks being, oh my god.
Well, there's also been it's all rumors, right? I mean, it's all just rumors, but there's been talks to like CJ Stroud may actually fall in the draft.
It wouldn't shock me.
No.
It wouldn't shock me only because Ohio State doesn't have the reputation of successful quarterbacks in the NFL. I mean, they're just not that school. Everything but quarterback, and so I think that's going to haunt CJ. I think he is a different quarterback than a lot of the quarterbacks that have been coming out of Ohio State. But I think that's going to hurt him. I really do. I think that's going to sting. And I could see him dropping. I really could. I mean, but then again, Houston does pick number 12. I mean, God, so they've got 2 shots. If he does fall, they're sitting there at number 12 too. So
they could still pick him right. Yeah.
I mean, but there's so many teams.
Perks of being as bad as the Texans, huh?
I mean, there's okay. The Raiders won't because they've got their quarterback of the future.
Jimmy G.
Man, look. Word to the wise, Vegas. If Stroud is there, y'all better take him. Y'all better take him.
Nah. You wanted another Derek Carr and you got him.
Oh my god.
You realize it's like, okay. It's like when you get in a relationship, right? and you mess the first relationship up, right? But you go and find a girl that's just like the last one, and you like, all right, I know what I did wrong last time. I'm gonna get it right this time.
And 9 times out of 10,
you're not gonna get it right.
Oh my god!
You gonna mess it up again, bro?
Oh my god! Oh my god! Yeah, we know they're not taking a quarterback, and I don't. For some reason, the Falcons think. I can't make this up, people. Don't get mad at me if you're a Falcons fan, but you know they seem to think that oh god, I can't even think of his name. Oh, but he wasn't that great. That's their quarterback of the future. So CJ he could fall. He could really, really fall. Yeah. I don't know.
It's crazy. Derek Carr is supposed to be the quarterback of the future for New Orleans. Jimmy G for the Raiders.
The fact that we're still saying Derek Carr and quarterback in the same sentence
is baffling to me.
Desmond Ritter. That's who it was. That's who it is in Atlanta. They are high on Desmond Ritter.
Whoa. No one wants to come to Atlanta anyway. And it's not even like, oh, Atlanta's like a bad place to be. I mean, it's Atlanta. There's some, it's Atlanta, but
there's a lot to do, yeah. But I mean, do they want to come to the team?
And that's the thing. Nobody wants to play for them birds. Like,
not really, no. Not. I mean, but they're saying Desmond Ritter is the face of tomorrow, the face of Atlanta, and.
Well, yeah, so that's because they can't get another face there. Look, I would say the same thing. Look, if I can't get like the thing that I really want, the high end thing, right? And this is what I got. I'm gonna be thankful for what I got, right? And being thankful for what I got, especially when I know it's not like, oh, in the future I can probably I can't get this.
I gotta applaud you on that one. Well said.
You gotta be grateful for what you got. You're not going to bring a franchise quarterback to Atlanta because no franchise quarterback wants to come to Atlanta unless
Matt Ryan was there. Matt Ryan was there. Matty
Ice, baby.
Matty Ice,
the man who was only good because he had one of the greatest receivers of an era.
Oh God,
to throw to.
They're
like, yeah.
And then at one point he had Julio, and then he had Gonzalez. The tailing him. Jeez, I think Matty Ice stayed about 5 seasons too long, but I mean, who knows? I mean, Drake London and Kyle Pitts. They're gonna be. That makes a pretty good 1-2 punch in Atlanta. I'm just, anyway. So
yeah, if they don't blow, if the Falcons don't blow it up, or like if they don't sell or something drastic, no one's going to want to come to Atlanta to play. No,
they can trade. I don't know. The Steelers pick 17. Who are you hoping for? They picked 17 this year.
We need some more depth on the offensive line. So my first hope would be there. We also need to fill some holes on defense, and then it's just like,
not a quarterback.
I want to say a quarterback. Like in my heart, in my mind, I want to say a quarterback. I just don't feel like they're going to get one. So I've prepared myself for what other positions need to be filled, because I don't think that that's what they're going to go with.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I've just prepared myself for that.
Oh my god.
Look at the last 2-3 quarterbacks the Steelers. No. Look at the last 2 quarterbacks the Steelers have drafted. Look at when they were drafted, and look at who they are. All right, I don't think that they're going to pick a quarterback high in the draft, because that's not what they do.
Well, you know what? I mean, when you got so when you have the pieces like Najee Harris, you've got a tight end like Freiermuth, you got Deontay Johnson's, and George Pickens, by the way. When you have those pieces and you have nobody to lead that team, I don't know, man. It seems like that's the missing piece to me. Now, granted, I mean, history does say that that's not the way Pittsburgh has thought in the past, but I am going on a limb. Pittsburgh will pick a quarterback, or at least trade for one.
I'll say this: the last time, and I could be wrong. The last time the Steelers picked a quarterback in the first round, it was Ben Roethlisberger.
And look what you got out of him.
Right. But yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this is a quarterback heavy draft. They've got to. I think they will. They can't possibly put their faith in Pickett. I refuse to believe that. No, I can't possibly. I can't believe that. I
don't know. I would hope not, right?
I mean,
but look at. The reason why I'm saying that is just because we've been trying to make discounted efforts at quarterback for a decent amount of time now, right? Like, oh my gosh, I'm looking at a list of Steelers quarterbacks. I forgot about Landry Jones.
I think we all did. I think we all did.
Forgot all. My point.
I
don't know what it is or why, but as an organization, the Steelers have been making really discounted efforts at quarterback, right?
Wow.
Outside of Ben Roethlisberger, it's been really, really like they're either the picks or if they try to acquire somebody. I'm like, come on, you really? Who thought? I personally did not think. I tried to have hope that Mitch Trubisky was going to come and be helpful. No one thought. There is not a single fan, I'm surprised there was anyone in the front office who was like, hey, you know who we should go and get to try to play quarterback for us for a little while?
Oh, God.
That never would have come to my mind.
Oh my God! I'm gonna tell you who I would love to see in Pittsburgh. I think you guys, you have a shot at getting him because of injury, and I think his stock is going to drop. But Hendon Hooker, I think, is a good fit in Pittsburgh, and primarily because he can throw the football. Look, he can throw. He can throw. But if things break down, he can use those feet, especially in his rookie year. I think he's going to be a dangerous quarterback in the NFL. And I think he could possibly drop to 17. I really do. I really think he can drop to 17. and Pittsburgh can get a steal. Because if he wasn't hurt, if Hendon Hooker did not
if he wasn't hurt, he would have gotten a Heisman.
Yeah, exactly. Heisman. So I think
the season that he put on with Tennessee is crazy.
27 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. I mean, I'm like the guy. I mean, balled out. He balled out at Tennessee.
Yeah,
at Tennessee, people.
Yeah,
last time you heard somebody say
totally unexpected. Totally unexpected.
So I would not be shocked if Pittsburgh. I would like to see. Let me put it like I would like to see Pittsburgh take a shot at Hooker because I believe Levis. Maybe. What about What about Anthony Richardson? You know what? I think Hendon Hooker is better than Richardson. I really don't think Richardson is very good with his arm. I think he's great with his feet, but not with his arm. And of course, we know Bryce Young and C.J. Stroud are off the board at that point. But possibly Hendon Hooker could possibly still be on there.
If that were the case, I would love that because I think he would fit he would fit almost prototypically like perfect, like just with more athleticism to boot.
Yes.
So it's like he's that much more of a threat on his feet. I would take it. I wish. I wish I had more faith.
Dang.
In the Steelers front office making that move happen if it's possible. I really wish I did, but I don't.
If the front office is wise, they'd be going quarterback. I think you've got a good team around you. I think they just are missing that final piece, that quarterback. I can't possibly. Maybe, like you said, the offensive line. It would be nice for Najee Harris to have a little bit more room to run. But I mean, you can get that in the draft. You can get that in the draft, second, third round. You can get some good offensive linemen second or third round.
Yeah.
I think you've got to pull the trigger on a quarterback. But we'll find out Thursday. Number 17. The Cowboys need to draft a tight end. Let's just they need a tight end. All right, I believe that. Yeah, they let Dalton Schultz walk. And that to me screams, okay, we're going to draft a tight end.
Well, he said he wanted to try out free agency.
If the Cowboys wanted him back, he'd have been back. If the Cowboys wanted to pay him, he'd have been back. The thing that scares me is we drafted a tight end last year. And I'm worried that the Cowboys will say, well, that's why we drafted him. Because they tagged Schultz last year and drafted a tight end. I'm worried that the Cowboys will... I'm worried that Jerry Jones will say, that's what we drafted him for. I'm drafting a receiver. That's Jerry Jones' mantra. Like, he loves drafting receivers. I'm like, dude.
But Mike McCarthy wants to run the dang ball.
Jerry's mantra is
Jerry's
mantra is you can never have enough good receivers. Actually, that's false, Jerry. You can. You can only throw the ball so much. I mean, you traded for Brandon Cooks, all right? So now you got C, and we knew CD was coming back. I mean, they made it sound like it was news when they said, "Oh, the Cowboys picked up CD's 5th year option." Duh.
It's crazy how Kellen Moore is really like the offensive coordinator Jerry Jones you would think would want to keep.
Well, he did want to keep him, but I think he liked, he liked Mike a little bit better. And I think this is I think he pretty much told Mike, this is it. All right.
Get it done. And if you don't get it done,
you're done. He's done.
Get it done. Get it done.
So I'm hoping for
because now it's starting to look bad for McCarthy.
Man, look, I'm a little worried at running back. Simply because everybody's saying that. I know people. Okay, I agree. Zeke he lost a step. I agree. I wholeheartedly agree.
Yeah.
But that whole lost a step is what kept gosh, what's his name? Tony Pollard fresh. That's what. So when we saw Pollard in the game, because he was fresh, that he was making all these spectacular plays.
And now he's not fresh because he's the
bell cow now, and I'm like, is he a bell cow type running back? Can he handle those types of carries? And man, I'm really worried about that. I
don't think he has the frame for it, honestly. No. I think he's a really good running back. I do, but I also think he needs not necessarily Zeke, but a short yardage back, a guy who's going to take the majority of the carry, so that way he can come out the backfield and be more explosive when it's time for him to come on.
And so I'm hoping for that. I don't think that's going to happen. So I'm hoping for either Dalton Kincaid out of Utah or Michael Mayer out of Notre Dame.
Yeah, it would be good to get like a good first down back. Like,
look, if Bijan was there, which he's not going to be. Let's just be completely transparent. He's not going to be there at 26. All right, he's if he drops that low, and the Cowboys don't draft him, I'm done. I'm out.
Hey, he's not going to be there, but
he's not.
talk about steals,
man. I mean, Dallas has been known for. Hey, remember, CeeDee Lamb dropped, so, and we thank you all for that. we thank you all for letting him drop.
It's like, hey, did everybody forget? Oh, no, you forgot. It's okay. I didn't. I saw it. It's okay. I'll just put this in my pocket here.
So, but I don't see. They actually are slotting Bijan to go to Philly, which I would hate. I would hate. They're saying maybe Gibbs will end up in Dallas, but then if Gibbs ends up in Dallas, I'm like, wait a minute. Aren't those the same issues that we have with Tony Pollard? Because Gibbs is not the biggest dude. I mean, 5'9", 200 soaking wet, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not the biggest dude. Robinson's 215, 5'11", but he does have another 15, 16 pounds on him. So I don't know, man. And then there's whispers that Zeke could come back. There's whispers.
Marshawn Lynch came back too.
Well, they wanted Marshawn back. See, Marshawn left. Zeke was cut. There's a huge difference. Marshawn walked away. Zeke was shown the door. So, I mean, but they're trying to say that Zeke the door is still open. Cowboys would be open to Zeke coming back. And I'm thinking they're holding out hope that Bijan drops to get him. Of course, if he's there and the Cowboys draft him, there's no way Zeke's coming back. But if the Cowboys don't get the running back that they want, I think Zeke could very well.
Well, because they don't. They would obviously have an opening, and he is obviously looking for a job.
Obviously,
because nobody, his agent should have opened his mouth. His representation should not have opened their mouths about. Oh yeah, no, you don't.
No, you don't. I don't know what he thought. But,
I guess you thought you was gonna call a bluff and see if like some other teams would like want to jump at the. No.
Wow.
No.
It's sad to talk about, sad to watch, to see Zeke just go out like that, man. It's sad, man. That's especially as a Buckeye fan. I hate to see Zeke like that, and being a Cowboy fan and a Buckeye fan is even worse. But anyway, to the NBA playoffs. to the Memphis Grizzlies and Dylan Brooks, who pokes bears for a living.
I poke bears.
Who pokes bears for a living?
Hold on.
Instead of playing basketball.
I don't care.
He's old.
He's old. I poke bears. I respect you if you can give me 40. So,
bro, look.
I poke bears.
I bet you he'll. Well, I was about to say I bet you he'll keep his mouth shut from now on, but we don't.
And he'll prevent forest fires.
Smokey. Only you.
I bet you there's one thing that he won't forget. It's LeBron's birthday. He ain't never gonna forget that.
LeBron's gonna be like, I'm expecting my gift. I'm expecting my gift, partner. You know what day it is.
LeBron the type to have your phone number and you not know it, and then he'll call you. Where's my gift at? It's Christmas. Is this how you treat your father?
Oh. I mean, okay. So he said he wouldn't respect. He doesn't respect anybody. Okay, so he said he doesn't respect anybody unless they drop 40 on him. Okay, and he called him old. But all LeBron has done since those words is drop 25, 8-5 or 9-5 on him with a block and a steal. Mm-hmm. And then the following night, not the following night, but the following game, which we were talking about earlier, he dropped 20-20 on him.
He gave him 20/20 vision, man. Like, come on, man.
Okay, you called him old. He's 39. You called him old. This man goes out. Not only does he score 20 points, he 20 rebounds. Who in the freak? 20 boards at 38 years old in year 20. I sound like Shannon Sharp. Oh, man. But, like, but you talking about, I'm sorry. And this is, I feel this way personally. I would much would have preferred for LeBron to have a much better shooting night than just gone ahead and drop 40 on me. Yes.
Because 20 rebounds.
Yes.
You know how much you got to fight for 20 rebounds? 20
rebounds, yeah.
So that means at some point, for a lot of that, all of that, Dylan Brooks was just getting bullied. Bullied for 41 minutes. He got. Like, I don't even want to see LeBron's highlights of the bucket. I want to see the highlights of all 20 boards. That's all I want to see. I just want to see all 20 rebounds. That's it. I want to see
five offensive rebounds at that. I mean, he turned back the clock, man. I mean, this man played 45 minutes yesterday. 45 freaking minutes last night.
That is just that's crazy.
45.
Crazy. He's almost 40.
He's
30. He's not even 30. He's 39. Bro, like, come on, bro.
Hey, you look. You give them reading material. You give them stuff to listen to get their minds in that playoff mindset. You can't tell me the Memphis Grizzlies are not angry at Dylan Brooks. I guarantee you, management, coaching, and even some of the players pulled him aside and said, why? It's one thing to do it against Draymond, but LeBron?
Well, that's why it's rumored, which, again, rumor mill, the Grizzlies are going to get rid of that man after the playoffs. Like, Like they not even gonna give it to this offseason. As soon as the offseason starts for the Grizzlies, they gonna be looking at ways to get rid of Dylan Brooks. And that's like, because you can't look, okay. Talk all that trash if you want, right? Back it up.
Back it up. It must be back.
You get 20 boards dropped on you, it's not backing it up.
I mean, 20 and 20 is bad enough, but then he wants to sprinkle 7 assists. 2 blocks. I mean, it's like I mean, for someone who's old and you don't respect him, bro, maybe you should. If you started respecting him, maybe, just maybe now. I mean, you know,
you don't respect nobody till they drop 40 on you. It's okay because LeBron just disrespected you. He's like, I'm not gonna give you 40. I will give you 20. I will also give you 20 rebounds. There you go. Do that math. 20 plus 20.
I mean, it's unreal. I mean, it was unreal. The fourth quarter was LeBron. Like the fourth quarter, if you watch the game, like the fourth quarter, and especially overtime, oh my God, it was just bully ball. LeBron played bully ball. The second half of the fourth quarter, and overtime, he just, oh my God, it was absurd.
Yeah, he talking about turning back the hands of time. That's just crazy. Like it
was absurd.
Bro, like I'm sorry. That's still just, he's 38. 20 boards is a lot.
That's a lot. That's a lot for a center or even a power forward. Remember, Bron's is small. He's a 3. He's a 3. He's a 3. 20 of them. 20.
That's crazy.
20.
Nah, man. 20 boards. I'm sorry, bro. I'm jabbing you all in your ribs, bro. I'm sorry. Once I feel like you got like 11 on me, I'm sorry.
Well, he jabbed in the nuts. He jabbed in the nuts a couple of games back. That didn't work out.
That got him ejected. That did not work out for him.
So maybe he didn't want to jab him anymore.
Oh man, I'm sorry, bro. I'm jabbing you, bro. I'm sorry. You're not about to. That's just, I'm sorry. That's just crazy to me. Yeah, he's playing the 3. He's almost 40. You poked the wrong bear.
The wrong bear.
You poked the wrong bear.
The wrong freaking bear.
And if all LeBron had to do, like, and all LeBron said with trash talking, he just ran up and told you his birthday. He thought long and hard about that. And now he made you think long and hard about that.
Oh my God.
Remember that man's birthday, send him an edible arrangement.
Not an edible arrangement.
You send that man an edible arrangement, man.
Send me some fruit.
But also talking about crazy playoff performances. Playoff Jimmy's in full effect.
JB!
Playoff Jimmy is in full effect.
I call the Miami Heat JB in the honeycombs. Jamie,
oh my God. Now, okay, I was watching this, and I'm like, okay, because Giannis, this was Giannis came back.
Yep.
It's Giannis' first game back from the back. He bruised tailbone, right? Yep. Okay, yeah. So this is his first game back.
Mm-hmm.
Played really well, right?
Yes, he did. Yeah, he looked great.
Played really well. I mean, the game was a dogfight.
Yep.
And
remember, the Heat was down. They were down by 12, the middle of the fourth quarter, and then Jimmy just flipped the switch.
And that's the thing. It was really Jimmy versus the Bucks. You didn't get much from Kyle Lowry.
No.
Didn't get a lot from Bam.
No. Well, Okay.
Yeah,
Not-
15 and 8.
yeah. But
Right.
I mean, he did have Giannis, you know. So it's not like he stopped Giannis. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
He didn't stop Giannis, and then, but it's just like but let's say, I guess, out of everyone else, Bam was the most helped because Duncan Robinson hasn't shot well all year. He had, what was it, game 2?
He shot well on his birthday.
Yeah, he did. He shot really well on his birthday.
On his
Whatever
birthday.
game that was. Yeah, he shot
was-
on his 29th birthday.
Yeah. I mean, he was red hot. You know, go figure.
But outside of that, it was really all it was all Jimmy Butler. And I say that because Giannis gives you a 26-point triple-double.
Yeah.
Chris Middleton gives you 14, 6, and 8. Brook Lopez gives you 36 and 11. And
Yeah.
Drew Holiday even gives you 14 and 7. So
Mhm.
it's like when you think about it, it's like, okay, Giannis had help.
He
He
did.
clearly had help.
He did have help. And Jimmy
Did not.
didn't. Yeah. I mean,
He did not.
he did not. I mean, he I mean, Caleb Martin played pretty well. I mean, you know, coming off the bench, he gave energy. He gave energy. He gave energy. You know,
Wow, you gave him a Russell Westbrook compliment.
no, no. He did. He gave him energy. But this was clearly Jimmy
Man,
Butler.
there was a series. Man, I was just like, there was a series. It was towards the end of the game. It was because it was close. The Heat had taken the lead. I think they were up maybe 3.
Mhm.
Where it was just like a series of like Bucks turnovers.
Yep.
And then Jimmy just takes he takes 1-3, turnover, comes back down, step back. I said,
Yeah.
that's all ice, no water. That's it. That was the stealer right there. I was like, oh. Oh.
Yeah.
Once after that, I was like, oh, the game's over.
Yeah. I
If it
thought the
wasn't over
game.
for it, that's
I thought the game was over when Jimmy caused. He didn't get the steal, but he did cause the ball dribbler to stop, and it was tipped or something, and somebody else got the steal.
Oh yeah.
And kicked it out to Jimmy, and Jimmy got that ridiculous. I mean, I really thought he should have gotten teched up for it, but he didn't because he hung, and I was like, Jimmy's about to get teched up, but he didn't. And I mean, I thought it was over then. It was like, nah, it's over. Milwaukee needs to wrap it up, and
I mean, I think the series is about a wrap for Milwaukee. I think they'll get one more game. I just think you're down 3-1.
yeah, it's hard to beat a team 3 in a row.
Yeah.
It's hard to
But I can't say I see the Heat going much further than this. If they don't get more production out of players not named Jimmy Butler, like Kyle Lowry.
Okay, look, you're not gonna get it. I don't know how to break it. You're not gonna.
Look, I'm aware.
So I guess they're not gonna go anywhere.
I don't.
They play the winner of who they is it they would
They would play the winner. New York and Cleveland. They gonna play the Knicks.
Wait a minute now. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, are the Knicks that much better than the Heat?
I'm not gonna say that they're that much better, but
I mean, we're talking they're handling the Bucks right now, right? I mean, I don't know if they're that much better than the Bucks. I think there's a shot.
Well, I think there's a shot, but it's still, I still think you need production out of players not named Jimmy Butler to make that work.
This is true. This is true.
Like the one thing that we've been down this road before. That's the thing with the Heat. We've been down this road. We question if Jimmy Butler's going to be ready during the middle of the season because he's in cruise control. He gets towards the later end of the season, he starts turning up. He gets to the playoffs, he gets full blown, right? And he starts playing these crazy amounts of minutes because he doesn't have any backup, and then he gets worn out. However far Miami takes it, he's going to be exhausted.
I think against the Knicks, I think the Heat, I think you'll see a little more production out of Bam. Simply because I don't see Mitchell Robinson as a threat to Adebayo. I just don't see that. You're talking about the front court of New York being RJ Barrett, Julius Randle, and Mitchell Robinson. That's a far cry from Giannis, Lopez, and who is there? Well, Giannis is there. Well, Giannis is at 4, but who is there 3? It's
Chris
not.
Middleton?
Is it Middleton? Is it considered? Is Middleton? I thought it was. Or was he there too? Is he there too? Still, it's a far cry from what they're seeing against Milwaukee, and I don't know, man. I don't put it past New York to get past. I don't put it past Miami to get past New York. I really don't. Yeah, they're beating Cleveland, but really? It's Cleveland. I mean.
Hey! Donovan Mitchell wanted to go there.
Yeah. Oh, I'm hoping that leaked footage was not him saying.
I really hope he didn't say that. I really hope he didn't say that. I really hope that's not what he said.
Oh my god!
Because if that's really what, bruh. Oh my god! So I don't know if everybody saw it, but there's a video that's like leaked footage of there's no audio. I guess it's kind of like people were lip reading or someone behind them. I don't know where they got this from, but it's Donovan Mitchell. And they're in the huddle. They're timeout, talking to the team. He's talking to his teammates. Basically, he said, I need y'all to step up. You feel me? Like, I'm doing everything. That's the this is the reason why I left Utah, because they was trash. That's what was put out there or reported. That's what he said.
And emphasize it with get me some effing help.
Yeah.
If that is true,
you came to the wrong place. You're talking to the wrong people.
Not only that, you just alienated. You're going nowhere because this team doesn't want to play with you right now.
You just Rudy Gobert yourself.
Wow. Ironically, wasn't Gobert the issue he had in Utah?
Was one of them, yes.
Wow. So I don't know if he did say that.
What do they say? Relationships hurt people. Donovan Mitchell got hurt. He was hurt. He took that Rudy Gobert toxicity. He been carrying it on his back this whole time, and no one knew.
Nobody knew. Jimmy. I'm not Jimmy, but Spider.
It ain't COVID, but it's toxic.
That's long COVID. That's man. That's geez, man. Okay, let's say half of it is true. Let's say half of it's wrong and half of it's true. That's still enough.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, I'm not playing with that cat no more.
Yeah.
I don't want to play with him.
Yeah.
Find me another team. I'm out. I mean, you could be in the thick of the playoffs, but if someone's yelling at you like he was doing, I mean, he was clearly he was extremely emotional in the video, yelling at teammates. And if half of what was reported is true, I'm like, bro, I just want to go home because I'm gonna hurt that cat.
Yeah,
that's what I'm gonna hurt him if he yells at me again.
Like what I heard is you just called me trash, right?
Yeah.
You think I want to play with you more because you called me trash? Like, okay, there's a way to go about it. Like during the game, in the thick of it, in the heat of it, if you gonna say anybody's trash, you say we collectively are playing trash right now. You do not single anybody out. Now, after the game's over, the series is over, said and done, playoffs, the summer come, whatever, you want to talk about it, you could go back and be like, hey, bro, you know you was trash, right? Like, at that point, when it don't matter, then you can go, hey, bro, you know you was playing trash that night for real, bro, right?
When those teammates get traded, say, I don't know, somebody like, I'm just throwing a name out. I don't know. Dinwiddie?
Oh, gosh. Oh, no.
Oh, my God. You just wait till they get traded, and then you talk about them like...
Oh, my gosh. Him and Kyle Kuzma. Oh my goodness!
But where's the lie? Where's the lie?
I mean, I don't think either one of them necessarily have told lies about each other at this point.
No,
it's really like it's really just like a contest to just prove. No, you're trash. No. You're really trash. No, but I'm gonna tell you how you're trash. Yeah, well, I got proof that you're trash. Here's your proof. Like what? Like,
oh my God.
We get it. There are points where you both suck.
Oh God.
I've seen both of y'all like go for 36 and I've seen y'all have some crazy doubles and do crazy things. I've also seen y'all both stink up the place or disappear. I mean,
oh my God. They told no lies. But I think that the manner and the truth telling was great. It was great for sports fans though.
Oh my goodness, that was gold. This man Kyle Kuzma just went ahead and made an entire thread on Twitter. That was funny. That was funny.
Oh my God. Oh, Kyle. We miss you in LA. Not. Anyway, NHL playoffs. NHL, the Stanley Cup playoffs are in full effect. And dare I say, do we see any surprises, really? I mean,
no, I don't see any surprises.
I think everything is holding. You know, they're holding for it, and not yet. And you know, it is what it is. I don't see anything that could, you know, would make a hockey fan say, "Oh shoot!"
Yeah, like what? That happened?
Yeah. I don't see it. So
it just seems like everything that's supposed to happen is supposed. I mean, you know, you've got some tied series and stuff, but yeah, it doesn't. It's not like, yeah.
That's a 3 and a 2 seed. Yeah, those are open to subjection. You know, a 3 and a 2 seed. You know, that's usually a win or two away. You know, apart. Maybe, you know, you could have flipped them either way. Those aren't. To me, those aren't. You know, upsets. I mean, you look at New Jersey and New York. I mean, they're tied. That doesn't surprise me. You know what I'm saying? It's like I said, they could be that could get tossed any kind of way. I'm pretty much they're holding fort on their home ice. So
yeah.
I mean,
let me see. Vegas is up 3-1. That doesn't really surprise me. No, there's really not anything that's like.
No.
I think they really should. Yeah.
None. And we'll see in the next. We'll see in the second round. But so much the first round is going according to schedule. People. I mean, sorry to break it to you, but
not to say, and that's not to say that there hasn't been any. There have been some good games. It's just
great games, but the outcomes.
Expectations. they have met expectations. I'm sorry.
Great games. I mean, playoffs. No.
Also, the Caps didn't have a chance to make the playoffs. So I'm kind of just I'm out of it. I don't have a dog in the fight at all.
I didn't have a dog in the fight when they dropped the ice. The Red Wings knew. we knew. I'm like, man, please.
We didn't make the playoffs, but you also know who did not make the playoffs? The Pens, and that's a win for us.
Oh God! Oh,
sorry, not sorry. I'm a Steelers fan, but I do not like the Penguins. It is what it is. I don't care.
The hate is real. The hate is real. Oh man, okay. So let's talk about this live stuff. This it's out of control. I'm gonna go on. It's out of control because the portal in college sports
that's gone crazy.
Is now free agency. It's just as bad as free agency. And the number of student athletes in the portal has almost tripled.
I mean, just in the last week alone, I can't count how many news or announcements I've seen of players entering the portal.
It's ridiculous.
Men's college basketball, college football, women's college basketball. The portal is just, everyone's entering the portal.
The women have gone haywire in the portal. It's like, granted, every sport has upped the numbers of athletes in the portal, but I think the alarming thing is we usually didn't see this in women's basketball. We didn't see this. It was like,
it's so many. It's so much so that ESPN has a top 25 of the. There's a top 25 of the best, a ranking of the best players in women's college basketball that have entered the transfer portal.
Oh crap! Oh crap! I know who number one is. Because when it came out, you texted me and was like,
I thought that was crazy. I'm like, what? Wherever she goes. Especially when they said that she was visiting where.
I mean, they said she was visiting with
LSU.
Right. So Hailey Van Lith, man, I guess she said I'm not going to do it with Louisville. She didn't see any possibility where she could win a title in Louisville. And like me and you, Holly, we talked about it. Like, there's this chick down in Iowa that they're gonna have problems with. Have problems with her. So you're gonna. I think you're gonna see a lot of teams, honestly, try to gang up on her.
It's the LeBron effect.
It has to be, but I'm curious though, because she hasn't made a decision. What if Van Lith went to Iowa?
Can't beat him, join him. Oh my God.
Whoa. She has not made a decision yet. What if she went to Iowa to join forces? Oh,
Caitlin Clark.
God. Oh, my God.
That'd be the.
Well, that's the Big Ten. That's a wrap. Well, that's the Big Ten. That's a wrap. Let's move on to the tournament.
You're looking at if that were to happen, you would be looking at one of the greatest backcourts in college basketball history.
Oh my God.
Women, period.
Oh my God.
Period.
Hands down. Hands down.
You would be hard pressed to find a backcourt with a 1-2 punch that would be better than that.
Oh my God.
That's national title or bust. That's it.
Pretty much. Yeah.
That's
pretty
national
much.
title or bust.
Pretty much. Pretty
man.
much. And I know there's a lot of movement going on. So we don't know where a lot of these players are going to land. So we don't know how teams are going to, right now, we don't know how teams are going to look. But, and that's just, that's just a thought. I'm not saying that Van Lith is going to Iowa. I'm just saying the possibility. You can't tell me as a player that's not going through her mind.
It's one of two things that's definitely going on in her mind right now. She's thinking about either going to a place to where she could beat Caitlin Clark in Iowa, where she feels like she would have a chance,
a good chance too, not just an outside.
A really good fighting chance, a legitimate chance, which is why she went to visit with LSU, which makes sense. The other one, it's like, okay, if I can't find that type of situation, what if I do like it at Iowa? I mean, because the whole situation would have to work. Like, the chemistry would have to be there. She would have to want to be a part of the program. She would have to like how the coaches move. She would have to, campus life and all that stuff. I mean, she's a graduate student. Haley Van Lith, it says she's a graduate student. So, I don't know if she's living on campus or whatever, but yeah, she's definitely at least got to be able to, she's got to approve of the environment, at least that she's going to be playing in. So, I mean, hey, if those stars were to align,
I mean, the fact that she's going to LSU, or she visited, LSU is, the reigning, national champs is enough. I mean, Angel Reese is still going to be there. So, I mean, that is huge.
That's another one. That's another crazy, Angel Reese, what she averaged was something crazy, 23 and 14 last year.
Yeah. So, man. I mean, she's swinging for the fences. She's definitely going for title or bust. Whether she does it with LSU, and I'm leaving the door open for Iowa. Somehow, you can't tell me Iowa isn't trying to sneak in there and making those phone calls and texts and saying, "Hey, Haley,"
Oh yeah. Or they're looking. They're trying to get somebody.
Yeah,
they're looking for somebody, especially with all of these players entering the portal. There's no way they gotta be.
I mean, they could use a big in Iowa. They could use a big. Somebody like Lauren Betts.
Yeah.
I mean, 6'7". That would be a nice, 1-2 punch inside out for Iowa. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just saying that Iowa's going to be hard to deal with, y'all. Correction. Caitlin Clark is going to be hard to deal with. Correction. If she has help, then it's going to make it even worse. But if nobody shows up to Iowa, Caitlin Clark is still a problem. She's a huge problem.
If you sit really quietly, you can hear the swishes from Caitlin Clark's jumper because she's in the gym right now. If you just sit and meditate, you'll just hear it.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Oh, that was off the glass. That one was off the glass. That one was off the glass.
Yeah, man.
I mean, but these players, I mean, I'm looking at the list. Actually, I'm looking at the top. I think I'm looking at the same list you're looking at. These players aren't like players who didn't get opportunities. It was actually I'm looking at the top 35. These aren't players that didn't get opportunities and want to play. No,
nope.
These are primetime players.
Yeah, these are starters. These are quality minute players.
Man, and I'm like, what's going on with this transfer portal? And like I said, it's not just I mean, even all down. And you look at Jada Curry. If the name sounds,
I wonder why.
I mean, but she's leaving California. She's going to Louisville, as a matter of fact.
Yep.
She's going to Louisville. So I'm like, wow, man, this is crazy. It's something to if this is going to be the norm, then college sports has become just like pro sports, which kind of takes the love for the sport. I think that was the draw to college sports. They did it for the love of the game. Now it's not so much.
Nope.
I want to go to where I can have the best success and
have the best representation of myself.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's scary. It's really, really scary. And it's the thing about this portal thing. It's a lot of these players make these quick decisions, which is telling me that teams or players, maybe not the team, I don't want to speculate, but players are reaching out to these players long before the season is over. So, and for a player to enter the portal, you can't tell me that they don't have some level of knowledge that the school wants them to.
Oh yeah, no.
Like,
there's definitely a level of awareness. Like somebody, they know that somebody else wants them.
Exactly, because the turnaround is way too. It's like, oh, this player is visiting this school, and then bam. I'm like, man, that was way too quick. You mean to tell me you just went to one school and that was it? You just knew then that was
it, huh? You just knew this was the place for you.
Okay. So this is turning out to be I mean, I guess it gets you're ready for pro sports, because that's what they're gonna have to deal with. You know, so I mean, we'll see how. I'm dying to see how a lot of these players fall, where they fall. I know there's a bunch of openings in Carolina because it was just a mass exodus in both the men and women's teams. It was just a mass exodus.
Just golly, man.
It was like, oh man, both men and women's teams were like, screw this, I'm out. Oh man.
The Hawks just won game 5.
The Hawks won game 5?
Yeah, they won by 2.
What?
Trae Young.
Oh, and they did that without DeJounte Murray, right? Because he was suspended.
Yep.
Wow. Okay, Boston.
Hey, what have I said?
Yeah, you're right.
Closing games out has always been an issue all season.
You're right, man. Wow.
And I said it will come back to bite you in the playoffs.
Oh my God.
Prime example. You could have went ahead and closed the series out tonight. You're already up 3-1.
And this was in Boston, right?
Yep.
Oh my God. So game 6 back in Atlanta. Oh my gosh. If Atlanta wins in Atlanta.
That's what happens when you don't close games out.
Oh my gosh. Ugh.
because Atlanta had the lead for, I think, and then Boston came back and took the lead going into the half. They definitely had the lead going into the third. I think they were up 10. Yeah, they couldn't close it out.
Ooh.
Trae Young hit some clutch threes. Yeah.
Ooh. Okay. It would be a terrible look if Atlanta pulled this off.
I said it.
Terrible.
I said it. They can't close if they can't close out. If they can't close out second half and fourth quarters, I don't see them going far.
Oh my God. I'm curious though. Did they play better without Murray? Because Bogdanovic started and had 18. I'm like, I mean, he was 6 of 9. He was 3 of 6 from 3. He was, hey, that makes a difference.
Even John Collins had a pretty good night. 22.
22. I mean, if you can get that kind of production, and I'm curious because now, new coach in Atlanta, you've got
Quinn Snyder
in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
Does Quinn Snyder say, interesting, we play better without Murray in the starting lineup? How about I'm going to bring him off the bench?
Well, also look at with that new coach too. I mean, because there was still always the talk about if John Collins being in Atlanta is being productive. The man he wasn't getting that many minutes.
No.
Before the coaching change happened, he got 31 last night. You see what happened?
Yeah.
He has value. You just got to put him in the right. It works. They got the win.
And I'm looking at Denver and Minnesota. It looks like Denver's got issues with Minnesota. If they can't put them away tonight, of course, I've said this all year long. I know Denver has been tops in the Western Division all year long. However, I am not a believer in the gold diggers. I'm not a believer in the Nuggets.
The gold diggers is.
I am not a believer in those guys.
That is so funny.
I'm not. I just think. I mean, they played well enough in the West. The West has been a mess all year long. If the Nuggets
call spade a spade, the West is yeah.
If the Nuggets were in the East this year, they clearly wouldn't have been a number 1 seed. They may not have been in the top 4. That's how I feel about it. The West was just a mess. And they reap the benefits from that, along with teams like the Kings. I said it, the Kings. I just think they reap the benefits of it. I don't think the Nuggets are that great.
And the Kings are in trouble too.
Oh yeah.
Aaron Fox fractured his finger.
Well, they says he's going to play tonight. No. He's going to get the go. All I know is, a fractured finger isn't like a swollen hand.
No.
There's gonna be some pain on that finger, and if he can't, it's a shooting hand, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
If it's a shooting hand, I'm trying to figure out how that release is going to change. With I know they said they're going to have like some type of protection on the tip of that finger. I don't see how. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. I mean, he's definitely going to alter his shot, and he's going to be able to, be as productive.
Fractured finger and a shooting hand. Yep.
Ouch. I mean, look, ouch. Every time he shoots, that's what's going through his mind. Ouch. 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 And I know they're probably going to shoot it and numb it, and I don't know. We'll see how it plays out. I know somebody whose shooting hand is not hurt. That's Steph Curry. So
no, it isn't. No, it's not.
So
no, it's not. He got it going, and that's scary because before the series started, it's like, okay, The Warriors don't have home court.
Nope.
The Kings, not saying that they look like the best in the West, but they definitely look scary. They looked good enough to, to catch the Warriors, and now you're looking at a complete story flip. You're looking at this whole series basically being flipped on its head now.
Yeah, and to me, this, and I'm gonna pick the Warriors in this series, and here's why. Your boy Draymond suspended last game. The Warriors pull it out, and he comes back in the next game. But he goes to Steve Kerr and says, "Coach, bring me off the bench."
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, he saw something that said, "Man, I need to come off the bench." That lineup in there is much better against the Kings than when I'm in it. The fact that he's that confident in himself, number one, and is putting team first, says a lot to me about Draymond. I know you joke about it and call him, the king of the triple single.
He's productive, man.
He is. But I think he saw something in him coming off the bench. That I think him giving credence to that second unit. I think the Kings are in trouble. I think the Kings are in trouble, and with Fox not being 100%. I mean, this cat was averaging 30. He was averaging 30. I'm like,
and literally the most clutch player in the NBA.
Oh yeah. Well, they gave him the what is it? I know it symbolizes being the most clutch, but what's the award called?
It's not the. Hold on, I gotta look because I want to say it, but I don't want to. The Jerry West Trophy?
Is it Jerry West?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Is it Jerry West? Okay. So yeah, he's the inaugural Jerry West Trophy winner, which means he's the most clutch. Look, there are no lies there. I mean, this year, I'm just. We're talking about
miss that. I mean, but you're going to miss that. I mean, and he's not going to be the same in fourth quarter situations. And a lot of the one of the games they won, or at least because he had to be clutch in the fourth because it was close.
Exactly. And
I mean,
here's the thing: it's not only his shooting. I mean, if you shoot with that hand, guess what? You also dribble with that hand. It's going to take one good swipe at the basketball.
And that's what did it. That's what fractured his hand in the first place.
Exactly.
Or that's what fractured his finger.
That might. I mean, everybody has,
pain tolerance, man. I hope.
Yeah. Whew. I respect him for trying. Bruh, and you don't want that fracture to become any worse than what it is. I know it's the playoffs, but I'm like, dude, this is the centerpiece of your organization right here. He takes a couple of hits on that thing. I think he's done for this.
I mean, he played through it. He played through it and played pretty well, to finish the game off. But that could have just been adrenaline.
Yep.
So
that's exactly what that was. And the adrenaline and not knowing that it was actually fractured.
Yeah. There you go. Because awareness does a lot. When you actually know. It's a difference between something doesn't feel right. This is irritating. Yeah, and then you find out it's actually fractured or broken, and then it's totally different ball game. Adrenaline goes down. You're aware.
That swelling and no, man. I don't know what kind of device or covering or whatever they're gonna do.
The self-consciousness he's going to have about that, especially since it's on his shooting hand.
Yeah. If I'm the Kings, I'm going to see if I can win at least one without him. That's what I don't know. I mean, this is De'Aaron Fox. I mean, this is your organization right here.
Yeah, if Monk and Sabonis can get it done, for a game to get him some rest to get to just a little bit of recovery time, something.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, that would be ideal. That would be ideal.
Because if he gets, I don't know, if he hurts, you can't tell me Davion Mitchell is ready to.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I don't see that.
And
I don't, not right now.
Not a point guard. So I don't know. I think. All right. Apparently the Kings feel the pressure and they're desperate.
Yeah,
that's desperation. Desperation.
What else? Oh, Clippers and Suns. They said the Clippers are saying that Paul George could be ready to come back if the Clippers make it out of this series.
You know who's not coming back? Kawhi.
No, he's not. No, he is not.
Kawhi.
Yeah, well, he sprained his knee, right?
You know, at this point in juncture, I think it was,
at least they're calling it a knee sprain.
At this point in juncture, I don't know. Was it his knee? I don't know. All I know is he's out again. What I heard
was he agitated his knee. Okay, so
he agitated. You're right. He agitated the game before, and
then he played through it, and then yeah. No, he agitated it. What was it? Yeah, either the game before or 2 games before, I think, or something like that. And then he played through. So what's that? Because what's that? That was game 3, and then game 4 is when he said that he was like they announced he had a sprained knee, right?
Right.
Okay. Yeah. So that I heard he agitated his knee game 2, played through game 2 to game 3.
Game 3, right?
And yeah.
And that's apparently it got so, or it was too bad, or he worsened it, and he's now. They're not expecting him back. Like, it's a long shot. And I'll just be honest, if no PG and no Kawhi for the Clippers, against against the Suns,
which call me crazy, and I'm not saying that it happened, but they could get a win because say what you want, but the Suns are soft.
I think they're still learning each other. I think they're still learning. I think they're still figuring things out because remember KD got there and
he ended up getting hurt. Yeah.
I don't know.
No. He tripped.
He tripped. So I don't know. He got a boo-boo and he was out I don't know how many games. So they really haven't figured things out in Phoenix. They're figuring them out, figuring things out on the fly.
I just say they're soft. Maybe you know what? Not the whole team isn't soft. I'm not going to say that the Suns are soft. All right, DeAndre Ayton is.
Yes. Okay, we are in agreement there. He's.
I'll say that. I'm not going to put everybody in the same category, but DeAndre Ayton, and that's a big hole when he's supposed to be your premier big man, and
Zubac has been eating him up. This is Ivica Zubac has been blowing him up.
Like, come on, man. Come on, Zubac, like, he's not terrible. He's a solid big man. Right. He should not be working you like this.
Man. Man. Yeah, he's pretty much he's eliminated the threat of DeAndre Ayton.
He beats Zubac and Mason Plumlee.
But wasn't that okay? Let's go back to last year when
that was an issue last year.
It was an issue because I believe Monty Williams hinted at him being soft,
Mm-hmm.
and he didn't like it.
Mm-hmm.
And there was this whole speculation of him possibly leaving Phoenix. Of course, he signs the extension, signs the contract. You know, he's there. But there was some bad feelings there between Williams and Ayton. There's no question about that. And I believe it's because Williams was like, "Bruh, you are 7 foot of garbage. like you shouldn't be stacking pillows that high."
Like, look, and that's the thing. It's like, it's not that he isn't skillful, right? Like, he can play the game. He's just weak.
Did you say he's skillful?
I said he's not. I didn't say it's not like he's not. I didn't say that okay. Look, I didn't say that he's not Hakeem. Okay, I didn't say that. I said that look, at 7 foot, right, with the level of athleticism that he has, okay, he has enough game to not be getting worked the way he's been getting worked if he was just a little bit more tough. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah.
That's it.
He's probably.
Don't you put that on me, Ricky Bobby.
He's not the most. He's just fortunate enough to play with the center whisperer, Chris Paul. In Chris Paul's career, I don't know. He makes every center he plays with better than what he actually is.
Yeah, but once Chris Paul is out of the once the center whisperer ain't no longer whispering.
Oh yeah, he's in. Yeah, well, Ayton got his bag, so we'll see just how terrible Ayton really is. Like, you really were soft. I mean, it's sad how soft. It's sad how soft. You know what? I'm dying to see if the Suns advance and if the Nuggets advance. I'm dying to see what kind of a series the Joker has, because you can't tell me someone that skilled. And
now I would say Nikola Jokic is skillful.
He's skillful.
He's nothing but skill. Okay.
He's full skill. He's full skill.
He's nothing but skill. Okay.
I mean, I'm dying to see what kind of
that's a field day.
He might average a triple-double.
That's a field day.
Like, oh my!
Because
God.
one thing about it is, Jokic, like Joker is he's not super athletic. He's all skill, right? He ain't soft.
No, sir.
That man he'll take a lick, keep on all right.
No, sir. Soft he is not.
They're gonna have to make a Honda Jokic.
I'm curious as to, what he's gonna be able to do against. I'm pulling up. I want to see games that they had against Denver this year, and what did those two do? Because I could see Jokic adding. I mean, possibly, averaging a triple-double or very close to it. Like, I want to pull these games up. Let's see. Okay. Well, they won't show. Okay. So I've got to go all the way back to, oh my God. Okay. And I know this is pre-KD, but still, we're not interested in that. We're interested in the battle between, well, he didn't even play in this one. I know. So he didn't play in this one. And Jokic had 21, 18, and 9, but Ayton didn't play in that game. I don't know if they've ever played against each other this year. Curious. There's one. Okay, this is interesting. So there was an overtime game between those guys earlier in this year, and Ayton actually had 22 and 16. He actually had 22, 16, 2 blocks, 2 steals, and 2 assists. Okay, Jokic. Hold on, man. Oh my God, hold on. I'm sorry. Jokic had 41, 15, and 15. Oh God.
Oh yeah. Real interesting matchup right there.
Yeah, 41, 15, and 15. Oh my God. Okay. 41.
You want to see a 7-game series of that?
Oh God. 41, 15, and 50. A 7-foot center with 15 assists. 41, 15 rebounds, 15 freaking assists. 2 or 4 from 3. And for the heck of it, he threw in a block. Just for the heck of it. Like, yeah.
I mean, with the ball in your hands that much, you would think you would have more than 3 turnovers.
Oh my God.
And shot 16 for 25 from the field. Mind you.
Oh.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, let's see that. Let's see that series. Let's see how that goes.
Oh my God. He has nothing for. I mean, credit to him. He did score 22. He did score 22 against them. But 41, 15, and 15.
Nikola Jokic could end up having one of the greatest singles playoff series performances
Ever.
of all time if the Nuggets and the Suns end up meeting in the series. We might see a 7-foot center drop a 60-point triple-double.
Oh my God. Okay. So then hold on. Okay, to put this in context, I know he scored 22 the previous game against Nikola. But okay, the next time they met, Jokic did not play. DeAndre Jordan started. DeAndre Jordan, whose best days
are behind
him.
Indeed.
And he held Ayton to 8 points, 10 boards. DeAndre Ayton had 5 points, 12 boards, 3 steals, and a block himself. So he, granted, Phoenix won that game by 7, but he outplayed
your starting center. DeAndre Jordan should not be outplaying anyone's starting center in the NBA right now.
Nobody. I'm sorry. No disrespect, DeAndre, because when you were in your prime, you were fierce. You were something serious.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, DeAndre Jordan in his day.
Oh my God.
It was a problem.
It was a problem. Serious.
I mean, the shot block. Yeah.
He was 6'11" with ups almost like Ja. I mean, that's a scary combination. He was something ridiculous.
Yeah, a paint beast.
Yeah. So but back to the Joker and Ayton. Ayton doesn't want to see that. He doesn't want to see that for 4 or 5 games. I don't think it's 7. He doesn't want to see that for 4 or 5 games.
No.
There's no way in the world he wants that. No. No way in the world.
Absolutely not.
And the only thing, I think the only way the Suns get out of that series alive is Kevin Durant and Devin Booker have to like lose
take over. And they would have to assert themselves in a way that Devin Booker's willing to, but KD isn't always willing to, but he's totally capable of doing.
Yeah.
And when he is willing to do it, like, it's unreal. Because I mean, you talking about probably one of the most efficient shooters in basketball.
Yeah.
That you'll probably ever see. And
you know what? To be honest, 1 and 2 actually. I mean, him and I would say KD 1 and possibly Booker at least 3. So maybe 1 and 3. I can't. Who's a more efficient shooter than Booker?
Klay Thompson, maybe.
Klay Thompson. No. Maybe before the injury. I don't know.
I'm just thinking. If we're going to, I'm trying to think about who would be number 2.
I mean, because I'm not just talking about taking threes. I'm talking about mid-range game.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, KD's definitely got to be number 1, but I don't know. Devin Booker is a monster. I mean,
Jimmy Butler.
Oh well, okay, yeah. You know what? The man just scored. Yeah, maybe.
Dame? Probably, probably Jimmy.
I would say Jimmy. Yeah, I would say Jimmy. But Devin Booker is no joke. So that's the only way they get out of there alive. Because the Joker's going to have a field day with Ayton. And if they can't stop, if he's going to have 41, 15, and 14 and 15 in that series, I mean, no, you're not going to. I don't see them beating them at all. Just too much production. And Chris Paul, it's almost time for Chris Paul's body to give out on him.
It's about that time for something to happen to him.
Yeah, it's about that time, and it's happened the past 2 or 3 years. It's about that time. His body's going to give out on him, and he's not going to be the same Chris Paul.
You know, and you know what? And it happened in the same fashion too. He started playing really well. He had some big moments. Oh yeah, it's coming. Yeah,
his body's going to be like, "Whoa, partner, we're part time. I thought you got the memo. We're part time."
Right, like. We can't be employee of the month and be part time. You do know that, right? Like you are putting up employee of the month numbers, and we do not qualify for that, sir.
We don't qualify.
Sir, we are part of the senior initiative. We are only allowed to work so many hours. Okay, because we still collect an SSI check. Okay, so.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah, it's. Yeah, Denver. I think Denver. I don't believe in Denver, but I just think that whole DeAndre Ayton. My thing is, if that's how Monty felt, it's above him. It's above him. I guess it's above him. That was a management decision, because I believe if they consulted Monty. I'm not saying
he had his choice, or if Monty Williams had his say, or he had his choice, DeAndre Ayton would have been shipped.
He'd have been gone. Yeah, he'd have been gone. He'd have been like, man, there's got to be a better center out there somewhere. It's got to be a better center out there. And to sign him with the money that, jeez, man, I don't know. I don't know. It seems like they would have been better. I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. Any parting shots?
No.
I've got one. And
oh, buddy.
This one was it stung. It was close to home, because it was the words of Philip Douglas Jackson. Former coach, of course, we know Chicago Bulls, but also former coach of the Los Angeles Lakers. Now, this man had quite possibly 2, 3, 4 of possibly the greatest players ever to play the game. I mean, you got to figure Mike, Scotty, then you go Kobe and Shaq. You and all 4 of them being men of color, all 4 of them being black men. for you to come out and say, you don't watch the NBA anymore because during the lockout, or not the lockout, excuse me, during the bubble, during the COVID, the pandemic, and in the bubble, the fact that they put Black Lives Matter on the court, and it seemed to cater towards quote unquote certain people. That's how you feel?
Yeah.
I'm like, that right there. And I agree with Jalen Rose 100%. When someone shows you who they are, believe them. Of course, those aren't his words; those are Maya Angelou's. But still, Jalen said that. But when and I think Phil just showed how sweet he really is.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, that's the biggest slap in those 4 Hall of Famers' faces.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't care anything about you. I just cared about winning.
Yeah. The further out, I guess, he got from the league, like he wasn't a part of an organization or anything like that. I guess there's kind of just been a thing where people have been saying like he's kind of been more so since he's been out of the league leaning in that direction with his views type of thing, more so, or at least he's been more so expressive about his views now that he's out. Yeah, man, like you said, like, look, when someone shows you their true colors, believe them, like, and that just is what it is. But it's, what are you going to do about it now? I mean, is it disappointing? It's very disappointing.
Yeah.
But Phil Jackson doesn't have any bearing on the league now.
None. It's, to me, it's just, and I think it stung with me because I'm like, man, I because the last team he coached for was the Lakers. And I'm like, man, this is, dare I say, Laker royalty? I mean, dare I say Laker royalty? Yeah. And I'm like, man, as a Laker fan, I'm kind of like, what? I'm like, I look back at that team and I'm like, wow. The fact that you're like, oh no, they're catering to certain people. What, sir? What certain people is the league catering to? Just what are you trying to say? I mean, say it, Phil. I mean, like you said, you know what? Heck with it. Say it, Phil. Like you said, Phil is so far removed from the league. We don't see him coaching anymore, and he doesn't.
I don't even see him doing any. Right? Yeah, he's not. I don't even see him doing any like consulting with the league or an organization or anything like that. He's too far removed. So say what you got to say. Yeah, man. He's just an old man barking out. He's just an old man barking out your window. Like that's all it is, man. Like
but it's disheartening to hear because you have coaches like Greg Popovich, who comes out and has been an avid an avid spokesman of equal rights,
social and racial justice. Absolutely.
I mean, yeah, and I think that's because he understands that. Hey, you know what? Most of my players are men of color, and I am privy to and I witness the injustices that they have to go through because I am in tune with my players. That tells me Phil Jackson wasn't in tune with anybody, but I guess he was too busy zenning. I don't know. He was too busy zenning and didn't see his players go through any injustice. And maybe that comes along with greatness. I don't know. Maybe Popovich didn't have any great players to coach.
I mean, like you said, he's just showing his colors. And I saw something, I think it was a graphic on like ESPN where they had like a few quotes that were kind of questionable from Phil Jackson from like the past. Like he said something like, I'm paraphrasing here, but it was something along the lines of just like the game of basketball being different and players processing the game information wise differently, like processing information differently or at a slower pace, or because or players, because he was saying that it was because the players aren't putting enough initiative into watching film, and then he discredited the fact that players aren't putting that much work in to hip hop.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. He's like they don't want to. I'm paraphrasing here because I can't remember the actual quote, but it was like they don't want to practice or watch film or something like that. He's like it's just too much hip hop in their ears or whatever. It was something like that. Yeah.
Oh,
it was something like that. Yeah.
Whoa.
I'll have to find the quote, but yeah, it was something to that effect. So he's like, the further away that he's gotten from the league, or he's kind of always been that person. People just let him get away with it because he meditated a lot and needed a special seat cushion.
He's a hypocrite, though. Oh, so okay, these are a couple of quotes by Phil Jackson, and shows just how much of a hypocrite he is. Here's one. He said, "Coaching is about how do I get people to play at their peak level. It is a spiritual quest, and if it's not that, you don't have a challenge. You don't have a mission. Forming a brotherhood and trying to move it forward, that's what coaching is." That's one quote. Here's another quote where I want to slap his face, because he's a hypocrite. "Always keep an open mind and a compassionate heart." Those quotes right there show I don't know. Maybe he's old and senile. I don't know. Maybe I don't know, because when you say things like the league is catering to certain people, and I stopped watching it because they put Black Lives Matter on the court. When you start saying stuff like that, that's bull. I mean, a compassionate heart. I mean, so you had you didn't understand why the league was putting Black Lives Matter on the courts back then during the pandemic. You had no clue of what was happening to black men around the country. You didn't care. So I so much for his compassionate heart.
Yeah, I will say this, and this is not me advocating for Phil Jackson or anything like that. I will agree with one thing that he said in that statement, and it's only literally cut everything off before he says that, and I don't remember if he said anything after, but I will agree that some of the stuff that was happening during the bubble was a little too political for sports.
Okay, so are you speaking of when Milwaukee refused to take the floor?
Some of the stuff was I just feel like some of the stuff was, which, look, I get it. Like, there needed to, like, it needed to be spoken about. Things needed to be seen. There were things that were happening, especially around that time, that were just like flat out egregious. That shouldn't have been happening. But at the same time, I watch sports to get away from that stuff. And so with that, I can see where Phil Jackson was coming from with that, and that alone. Because as a fan, for me, it's like, I deal with politics a lot. That's in the news all day. I want to watch sports to get away from that.
Exactly. I agree with that. I just don't.
I don't think that's necessarily where he was getting at with that, but that's how I take that.
Yeah, I'm not going to give him a pass on this one. I ain't giving him a pass on this one. And I agree. There's a lot. And that's usually how people have handled situations in the past. We need sports during these tough times. We need sports. And I when Milwaukee chose not to, or in the beginning refused to take the court, it was during the Jacob Blake shooting there in Kenosha. So it was, it was close to home for them. It was, that's, I understand why they did it. I don't have any quarrels about why they did it. But like you said, people want to watch sports to get away from it. But I think when that happened, there was so much civil unrest going on in Kenosha that I don't think it could be overlooked. And I think the NBA had to. I mean, how many players in the NBA are black? Let's just percentage-wise, got to be around 80.
Yeah, it's got
to be around. So when the majority of your league is black, and you as an organization don't do something to show your support, I think they would have looked at more than just the Bucks refusing to take the court. And I regardless of why they did it, they had to act. I mean, they probably did it so that no other teams would, refuse to take the court. Or they were showing support for the majority of their employees. This is what it is. You're talking about coaches. You're talking about players. You're talking about. I mean, it's got to be 80%. Gotta be.
It's got to be. It's got to be.
Gotta be. I mean, I don't know. This whole and it burns me to hear Phil Jackson say, "Oh, it's catering towards certain people." Freaking who are these certain people that you speak of? Say it. Are you trying to say they're catering towards black people? Just say it. Don't. I wanted to say something, but I'm trying to keep it clean. I wanted to say I'm trying to keep it clean. Say what you're supposed to say, or say what you want to say. If you're trying to say that the league is catering towards black people, then say it. I mean, show your true colors. I mean, be you, Phil. Zen Master, be you.
Be you. I actually do have a parting note that we didn't get to. Ime Udoka is the new coach of the Houston Rockets.
Yeah, space.
Now, I felt like the man deserved a second chance. But if we all know how James Harden got down in Houston, I just don't know exactly where Ime Udoka is going to. I'm just saying. Oh, no, man. I don't know if that's the best place for him, but it might be the best place for him. Oh, no.
Oh, my God. Man. Okay, so here's my thing. When it came out, when Nick Nurse was let go by the Toronto Raptors, there were reports that Toronto wanted to sign Ime, and Nick was going to Houston. What happened? Because did Ime say, I don't want to go to Toronto? I'm assuming he was probably like, I don't want to go to Toronto. I don't want to coach in Canada. And did he steal Nick Nurse's job? Because I'm like, that was cold as ice.
Taking people's wives, taking people's jobs.
Boy, had your job, had your wife,
because he out here taking all of
everybody.
I hope it works out for him in Houston. He's got his work cut out for him. I mean,
I don't know. I'm not mad at it.
I'm not mad at it. I hope that he gets the time and the organization actually backs him the way that he's going to need if they actually want to make this change, at the make a coaching change to actually try to make a push forward towards something.
I think there's a lot of young talent in Houston. There's a lot of young talent, and I think Houston changed direction possibly when they heard that Ime was going to interview in Toronto. And they said, well, wait a minute. We got all this young talent here. We need a coach that can relate with this young talent. And I think Ime, hate to say it, I think Ime is the better call in that situation than Nick Nurse. I just think he's the better call.
I can see that. I definitely can see that. Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, he obviously can build rapport with younger players. I mean, he was doing that in Boston. You know, he had a good defensive scheme going in Boston. They were a lot more defensive oriented, which led to not that egregious flaw of them not being able to close out games not look as bad. Which look, hey, Joe Mazzulla, I think he's a really good coach.
Yeah.
You know, but you know, everybody's got to develop somewhere. So I'm not knocking Joe Mazzulla at all. But Ime Udoka, look, if you look at the basic, like, the footprint that he left for Joe Mazzulla to walk into in Boston, you can. I'm not saying they expect the exact same thing, but you can tell that he can work well with younger players, and that's all Houston is.
They've got a gang of talent down there. If he can figure out how to harness that may have been one of the greatest moves in NBA history as far as hiring a coach. Because if they would have went the route of Nick Nurse, I'm not sure that would have been a wise decision. Houston in the playoffs, maybe? Because they have that kind of talent, man. Houston is deep. They're young. They're deep, though.
Yeah. And with being young, like a young team like that with a bunch of young talent, like, you know, you got to have somebody that's going to have the patience to build with them.
Yeah. And I think Ime is that dude.
Stephen Silas wasn't it? Yeah. He was stressed. That man was stressing. He's just like, how do I reach these kids?
Oh my God.
He was stressing.
Oh man, I almost said something, man. I really have to. I was about to say something that wouldn't have. Anyway, good luck to you, Ime. That's all I would say. Good luck to you, Ime. Keep your pants on. Anyway, anywho.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God, man. Keep your pants on.
Please.
Oh man. All right, y'all.
Find a lawyer and have them sign an NDA. How about that? Like, have them create an NDA for you. There you go. You're high profile enough, I believe.
Wait, as soon as you said that, I just thought of the Dave Chappelle skit, the Kobe Bryant NDA. Oh my God, boy. No, you won't. You won't say anything. I'll sue you. Oh my God. Oh my God, boy. Oh, y'all, every Tuesday evening.
Another one in the books. Every Tuesday, 8 p.m. Same bat time, same bat channel. We here. We everywhere. We too big to fail. Facebooks, the Twitters, Insta. We on the YouTube. Look, if you wanna watch our faces, you can watch our faces.
Man, you sounded like you were 90. You're like, we on the YouTube.
Well, I'm trying to
we on the Twitter.
I'm trying to appeal to a certain demographic, okay? I'm trying to.
Are you trying to appeal to those people too?
I just let me look, man. I'm marketing here. Oh man, streaming platforms to check them out. Check us out. Oh man, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Oh my goodness. Amazon, iHeartRadio. Check us out. We own some stuff, but we own some other stuff in some other countries. But we're waiting for the ban to get lifted. But Jeremy Lin just had a triple double, so Jeremy Lin had a 50-point triple double. in the Plus League. So hopefully we can use him as a connect to get our China connect back.
Trying to get back to China, yo.
Trying to get back to China.
Ni hao.
Trying to get that all. Ho ho.
Oh man, y'all. Another one in the books. Thanks for watching. Oh my God. Woo, we'll see y'all next week, man. We got
as long as there's news, there's gonna be news. We gonna talk about it.
Oh man, we are out, y'all. Next week.